Hello, this is Angie Burns, the owner and publisher of the Burns Team City Lifestyle, and welcome to City Lifestyle with Angie Burns. I personally run the Burns Team City Lifestyle, and we own the Allen, Plano, Rockwall, and Cross Timbers publications, but there are over 15 City Lifestyle publications in the DFW area and over 250 nationwide. We love to celebrate all of the amazing things that are going on in the DFW area, specifically where we have our luxury publications, and share them with our listeners so that you know the best-in-class businesses, the organizations making a difference in our community, and the individuals who are making an impact on our residents here in our area. Hello, and welcome back to City Lifestyle with Angie Burns. I am so excited today to have our guest, Julie Barlow. Julie is a business broker with Transworld Business Advisor. So welcome to the show, Julie.
Thank you so much for having me.
Absolutely. Well, I am glad that you're coming on today to be able to help talk to people about what happens when you have a business, you've run your business, you're successful with your business, and then what do you do with your business if you want to exit your business and retire? So I love my friend Rudy, our friend Rudy, always says that his goal in life is to be the keeper of the chair. So it's to sit on the chair on the beach and make sure it doesn't blow away. And so you are a person who can help him do that.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about you and your journey with Transworld and how you became a business broker.
Yeah, absolutely. So we help people sell their businesses when the time is right and hopefully exit on their own terms, because many times people exit their business unaware that they could get value for the business or unaware of how the process looks. They don't understand that there might be somebody out there who wants to purchase a business that's already open. And so I hope to meet with business owners to educate them and find out if their business could in fact be sold and or to give them some tips and pointers to prepare it to sell. And then when it's time to sell, I'm the one who does the valuation along with my company, valuation, marketing, handles that whole process start to finish, and acts as an advisor for them throughout that process. We also bring buyers to the sellers, and we also work with buyers individually who want to acquire a business. So we do service buyers and sellers. So that's kind of the synopsis of what we do at Transworld.
So if you're looking to get out of your business, if you're looking to sell your business, how long does that process typically take? Like, when does somebody need to reach out to you?
Very good question. I would say that you need to reach out within 1 to 3 years of when you're thinking about selling. So a lot of times people come to us a little too late, right? And they're in a more of a desperate situation than they should be, or they've waited too long to really maximize their value. So if you talk to me when you still have time, I can give you tips to prepare the business for sale and make it look the most attractive to potential buyers, as well as to maximize your value. So I love to talk to people between 1 to 3 years out, and then it will take, though, 8 to 12 months to sell a business. So if they want to sell in less than a year, the time is now.
Is there a such thing in the business world as there is in the housing market, like a buyer's market, a seller's market, like a good time to sell your business? Does that exist in that realm as well?
It can, absolutely. And, interest rates, SBA loans, things like that play in similar to how they do interest rates in mortgages. But the economic landscape in general plays a big part. Now, since I've been on board and being a business broker, I have seen a pretty even market. We have a lot of buyers, right? Which would indicate that, too many buyers, not enough sellers, that, one party might have the advantage over the other, but that's not necessarily the case, because what we're seeing is that buyers are getting more educated and they're understanding how businesses are valued. So even if there aren't enough businesses for sale to go around, they're still going to be particular about the business they purchase and paying a good price for it. But right now we have so many buyers, we definitely need more sellers to service those buyers, but we need quality businesses that have preferably positive earnings, and an upward trajectory. And that's another thing I like to tell people. It's like, if at all possible, try to sell when you've been trending up rather than when you've been trending down. And I understand why people do it. You know, they sell when they're trending down because you're getting tired, you're getting worn out, your resources are, and you're just like, I'm done with this whole thing. And so, of course, we can still help you if that's the case, but your business is going to be the most attractive and attractive to a lender as well if we can catch it on the upswing.
Right. And you seem like you know a lot about this. So you personally have sold several businesses. So that's kind of how you got into this, is because you were doing this and realized the process is not as easy as people would think. And you wanted to help other business owners go into it. Tell us a little bit about your history with being a business owner that brought you to being a broker.
We have more fantastic information coming your way. So stay with us, because City Lifestyle with Angi Burns will be right back. At City Lifestyle, we only partner with best-in-class businesses. And a lot of times people will ask me, well, what does that mean? We do a very rigorous vetting process for anyone who is allowed to advertise in our publications. We only partner with people who are 4- and 5-star businesses and who have great reviews with Better Business Bureau, have all of their licenses and certifications up to date. We want to make sure that our readers and listeners are only being recommended businesses who are going to go above and beyond, so you know you are getting a best-in-class business.
First of all, I never even knew that a business broker was a real career. I didn't even know this until my last business acquisition. So during the pandemic, I was doing some soul searching on what to do moving forward.
We all did soul searching during the pandemic.
Oh my goodness, I know, exactly. It's like, what am I even doing? You know, I'm stuck at home, your mind starts racing, so you start doing all these things. And I'd previously, like years before with my ex-husband, I'd owned 2 Anytime Fitness franchises. So I actually went through the franchise selection, acquisition process and did the whole kit and caboodle, all right? And built them out, and fitness is my love. And so, you know, with all of that, it seemed like a really good fit. And it was, except for the fact that after we opened the second location, the market tanked in '08. And then about that time, the ex decided he wanted a divorce. And so, so we're fine now. We're fine. Everything's good. Okay. It was many years ago. But at the time, going through that, I didn't have a lot of help or know what my options were. He didn't want to even help with that whole process. He just was kind of like, you handle this. And at the time, I wasn't in a place to be, I guess, strong enough emotionally to power through. Because when you're in startup mode, it is a lot emotionally. And so I understand it. You know, as a business owner, you're putting everything you got into growing that business. And so it's really hard if you are experiencing some type of personal situation to have that energy to put into it. So at the time, I didn't know what to do, and I had to exit. The franchise helped me at the time. Both gyms are still open to this day.
Well, that speaks kudos to you and the foundation that you laid.
Yes, it helps. And I'm still in touch with both of those people who bought the businesses from me. But I wish back then I'd had a little bit more help, you know. And so then, you know, fast forward years later, I'm in the pandemic. I went and got my real estate broker's license because I've been licensed since '01. I've done residential, a little bit of commercial. And I was like, you know, maybe I want to be an independent broker, start my own brokerage, this, that. But I had the itch to own a business again. And so I get on Biz Buy Sell.
It's just like, everybody's like, you know, tattoos are addicting. Once you get one, you get another and you get another. I kind of feel like it's like that with businesses too.
It is.
I now own 4 franchises of City Lifestyle because I love it. And it's so much fun, and you get to be so connected into the community. And I feel like that entrepreneurial spirit is like an addiction. Like you have to have another one, and then you have to have another one, and you just want to keep growing and keep giving back to the community more and more. And so do you find a lot of your people are not first-time buyers or first-time sellers, that it's kind of a trend?
It's interesting. It is a trend because it's quite, you know, trendy, you know, in social media these days to buy a business.
There's being an entrepreneur is like a buzzword.
And so we are seeing a lot of first-time buyers or second-time buyers, and people are realizing the advantages of being able to call the shots yourself, right? And so they want to own their own business, but at the same time, people also need to go into it, in my opinion, with eyes wide open. That this is just as much a full-time job as anything else.
It's harder. It's 2 full-time jobs.
Exactly.
Because you're doing the job and the job of the boss.
Yes.
Right. So you're doing all the jobs.
Yes, exactly.
You're the janitor, you're the
manager, you're the accountant,
You're everything. Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. And especially when you're starting up and you're running
Yeah.
off a shoestring or something. But, I got the itch. I was like, I need to buy a business. I want to be in fitness. I found this great little, price on this little yoga studio. And I was like, I can do okay, no problem. And it wasn't that expensive, but I was on Biz Buy Sell and I connected with the business broker who had that listed. And I just asked him questions. I said, how'd you get into this? What is a business broker? Are you guys licensed? Are you trained? Whatever.
Right.
He shared his experience with me. So during the 2 years that I owned the studio, I researched, that career and others that I was thinking about going into. And by the time it was time to exit that, I had decided that I think business brokerage, and I'd already connected with Transworld at that point, and loved what they did, which is help business owners navigate this process of selling or buying and make their life easier. And I just felt like, if I can help people navigate that process with a house, I can help them with the business, having done it myself, having owned businesses and understanding the pain and the struggle, but also the rewards too, right? But I did go and get training. Transworld's the best in the business, and they sent me off so we get training, and they mentor us and all those. So one of the reasons I decided to do that and go with Transworld was because of that support. They're a franchise. Transworld is a franchise.
Okay.
And so I work for basically the most successful franchisee in the system.
Okay.
And so great systems, great people, great culture. And I knew I didn't want to go it alone, right? I wanted to have support going into this. And so I'm really glad I did, because I know that I've gotten the best support and the best training out there. So I've been really pleased with it. And sure enough, right off the bat, I can speak the language of the small business owner.
Yes.
I know their challenges, and I've had to hire people. I've had to
You
fire
have the empathy
people.
that you can't have if you haven't been in those shoes.
That's right. That's right. Yeah. And so everything, like you said, from marketing to bookkeeping to hiring to fire, all the things that come with it, right? I have had to walk through that. Yeah. And so I feel like that gives me a unique perspective, and yes, gives me some empathy.
Yeah,
so I
absolutely. Stay tuned. We will be right back with City Lifestyle with Angi Burns after these short announcements. Thank you for tuning into City Lifestyle with Angi Burns. We are committed to being involved in our community and giving back as much as we can. If you would like us to come out and throw a neighborhood block party for your community, please contact us. We bring out bounce houses, DJs, ice cream trucks, and we would love to get your feedback on our publication and introduce you to our highly qualified and vetted advertising sponsors. We do not sell anything at the events. We just come out, throw a party, and get to know our neighbors so that we know how to best serve our community. So let us know if you would like us to come out to your neighborhood. We typically serve our neighborhood for block parties during the months of May, June, July, and October for trunk or treats. So reach out to us at Angi, ANGI.Burns@citylifestyle.com to book your City Lifestyle block party today. So what is your favorite thing about being a business broker?
My favorite thing is helping people solve their problem and move on to whatever they need to move on to. A lot of times we get people who need out for other reasons besides maximizing their work, right? Yeah. They need out due to, unfortunately, some health diagnosis. Yeah. Or, they got some news they didn't want to get, or to move closer to family. Yeah. It could be anything like that. It's not always a financial situation. Being able to help them solve that problem is very gratifying to me. Yeah. So, because at my very core, that's what I like to do. I like to help solve problems and find solutions for things. And so, if they say, Julie, I need to sell this because of here's why it's so important. Sometimes there's a lot of emotions involved. Yeah. People get, they break
this
down.
Is your baby. Your blood, sweat, and tears has gone into it. I can imagine that you deal with a lot of those existential crisis type of situations where it's like they don't even know if they want to, but they have to, or that type of thing. So you're almost like a counselor and a mentor and all of the things wrapped into one.
Yes. Yeah. So it feels really good when we finally get it to the closing table and the relief that you can see on their face or hear in their voice, and like, oh my gosh, I'm so glad that we have this done. Thank you so much, Julie, for your help and all of that. And it just feels really good.
Yeah. So when somebody is considering selling a business, can they do just come and do a consultation with you?
Mhm.
Or how does that process work? Do they just reach out to you, call you, check your website?
Yeah.
Do they reach out to you directly or Transworld? Tell everybody how to get a hold of you
Yeah.
if they're even just contemplating.
Mhm.
Maybe this is a step I want to take. Can
Yeah.
they reach out to you then and just get kind
Absolutely.
of knowledge on the process?
Yes, I do a lot of seller consultations, and at the end of the conversation, it's decided that they're not quite ready, right?
Okay.
Or they got the information they needed, so they know what to plan for.
Okay.
So I love to meet business owners just in general and be a resource. I'm a great referral source for anything they
Yes,
need,
you
obviously.
are.
Right?
She's a queen bee when it comes to knowing everyone you need to know.
So, I like to help there and provide value. So as they're preparing to sell or just to make their business run more efficiently, if there's something that I can offer or refer or suggest, I'm happy to do that. But just call me, and I'm sure you have all my numbers and everything, but call or email. We are all independent contractors at Transworld, similar to a real estate agent. So I love my company, and they're my backing and they're my support, but I build my own book of business, which is one of the reasons that I network so strongly. And so I love meeting business owners and building relationships, and eventually, right, I'll be here when they need me.
Yeah. And what number do they need to call if they want to reach you directly and they're listening right now? So grab your pen and paper and write this down.
Yes, you can call me at 817-556-7534. And no, I do not live in Tarrant County. It's just the number the company gave us. So that is my business phone number. You could also email me at jbarlow@tworld.com.
Okay. Well, fantastic. Well, I'm super excited to see what you do with all of these businesses who are going to reach out to you for advice on how to navigate their path to being the keeper of the chair.
Yeah.
So, all right. Well, thank you so much for joining us today, and we will see you next time. If you are looking for the best place to market your business to our local community, please consider City Lifestyle Publications. I personally own the Allen and Plano territories, but we have over a dozen luxury publications in our area. We are a nationwide brand, so we have over 200 publications across the nation, and we really do value high editorial integrity, beautiful photography, and making sure that your story is told in a respectable and beautiful way. So if you would like to learn more about how to become an advertising partner of City Lifestyle Publications, feel free to reach out to us because we are your ticket in the door to get you face to face with your next client.